You're live.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hello, hello. It's a little bit chilly almost out here today, so I have my little sweatshirt for later. But day 38, no alcohol. Oh, the hummingbirds are like at war for the feeder. I don't know why they fight each other over the feeder. There's like plenty of food. Anyways, okay. Day 38, no alcohol, and 12 days till New York. So it'll be day 50, no alcohol, because I know I'm gonna make it when I get to New York. So
Please hit the like.
please hit the likes and the subscribe if you like the channel. We would enjoy for you to come back. And I also like the. So,
Handling the Howards is first in.
hello, Handling the Howards. Welcome, first in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. So, day 38, no alcohol for those of you just welcoming in the channel, coming in. And 12 more days to New York. So, it'll be day 50 when I leave for New York. And I got some really good news today that it's really funny because I have like this one client that I always message saying I'm coming to New York, and usually I let him know sooner, but I don't know, I just didn't. And I was about to message him yesterday, and he messaged me and he's like, when are you coming back to New York? And I was like, oh, funny you say that, because I was going to message you, I'm coming back in like 12 days. It was like 13 days. I'm coming back in 13 days, November 6th through the 18th, and then he said, well, I can actually see you the day you arrive. And he said, when's your flight? And I told him my flight. And he's like, oh, I'll just pick you up from the airport. And I was like, oh, that would be awesome. So it actually made me really happy. I found out this morning because, so today or was it yesterday? I don't remember now. Things put together. But I think I found out this morning, actually. So he texted me today. And it put me in a really good mood because it's pretty cool to go. Okay, for one thing, to have anyone pick you up from the airport is a big deal these days because people just don't. They go like, get an Uber. You know, because this guy is the guy that gives me the Uber gift cards, and he's also going to give me Uber gift cards on top of it. I know he will.
Are you the girl that sings Love Me or Hate Me?
Yes. Love me or hate me. Yeah, I do. I need a diet. No, in fact, I'm just too light, and I ain't got the biggest breastises, but I write all the bestesses. I've got hairy armpits, but I don't walk around like this. I wear a big baggy t-shirt that has a nasty shit. Never had my nails done, bite them down until the numb. I'm the one with non-existent bum. Now I don't really give a. I'm missing my shepherd's pie like a high maintenance chick missing her diamonds. I miss my clippers, now bow down to your royal highness. No, I don't have a corgi. I had a hamster, it died because I ignored it. Go on, report me. I'm American, trying to deport me. Love me or hate me is still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then F you. Love me or hate me is still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then fuck. That funky little monkey with the tiniest ears. I don't like drinking offensive champagne. I'll stick with Heineken beers. Whoops, might burp in your face. A little unladylike. What can I say? Well, oh gosh, I'm not posh. Me, I wear odd socks. I know what I'm doing, yeah. So everybody's entitled to opinions about my mouth. Shit, I got millions. I'm the little kid. Of my mouth. My nose goes when you spit. Yeah, just, whatever. Okay.
Okay, time for
Good enough. Let's do some push-ups. So that's my little. It's much easier when you have some music. Hey, Dark Uncle, you're just messing with me. You're just messing with me. You know that. I'm like, wow, thank you. Someone likes my song, Dark Uncle. Which is awesome as Dark Uncle, but I already knew Dark Uncle liked the song. I thought it was like, oh wow, someone else like, there's another fan. Well, I love Dark Uncle. I'm so glad it's Dark Uncle. I haven't heard from Dark Uncle in a minute. He might be in the rooms, but Richard hadn't mentioned. So I'm glad to hear you're here. Dark Uncle, we love you. He's the best. And there's I love Mark Fusion and Beth. Who else we got in here? Who do we got today? Is Jared here today? Jared, did you see that Keith, that Rich said? My goodness.
Keep that here.
All right.
Okay,
I'm gonna do 20 push-ups here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, don't be hating, they're not perfect. But at least I'm getting out here and doing it every day here. Day 38, no alcohol. Okay, crunches. Crunches next. We're gonna do the crunches, then we're gonna do some squats.
You got a band going. No, you can't hear it.
I can, I love it. I actually can hear it. The hummingbirds, or no, the other birds, yeah.
No, there's a band playing.
Oh, I thought you were playing. I thought you meant the birds. I can't hear it now. Yeah. I thought you meant the birds, because the birds are really like all chirping to a song. I was like, oh, sweet. I could hear them. Okay, I'm gonna do 100 crunches with my legs up, and then 50 each way. I like doing crunches because it's better for my back, and I feel like it's better to do a bunch of crunches properly than like not as many sit-ups improperly. You know what I mean? It's just okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Hello, Patricia Taylor. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 34, 35, 36, 37, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. All right, now we're going to do 50 with a leg up, so 50, 50, okay? All right. You actually feel the burn with the crunches. People think you have to do the full sit-ups. I feel the burn with the crunches. So. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. All right, let's go the other way, 50. Then we're gonna do some crunches, and then some nunchucks. And then I'll pop a squat and have a little chat with y'all. Okay, oh. Caught in my hair.
Good job, way to go.
Oh, thank you very much. It's important to say 4.
Work it, girl, work it.
6, 7, 8.
Is this a special class?
Special ed, yes. 4.
Is that necklace too heavy for you?
6. It is. Oh my gosh. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
To anyone who says she is not doing it right, they don't know how to do it.
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36,
Exercise is a healthy
37,
routine.
38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. I always figure, at least you're out there exercising, even if, like, yeah, you might not be doing it perfect, but it's better than sitting on your bum doing nothing and just watch it and you're saying critiquing someone. Like, it's great if you're being supportive to someone, then that's awesome, you know. But when you're just critiquing someone and it's like, you get out there, do it better. Yeah, it should inspire somebody, yeah.
You're complimenting you, Joy.
Yeah, no. I'm saying the one person was saying that person was complimenting, saying that the people that hated me, they actually, they were saying what I was saying. So I was agreeing with that person. No, I was agreeing with that person.
They're saying you don't know if you're not doing it right. Well,
I was agreeing with that person.
They said they've never done it before then because they don't know that.
Yeah, no, I was agreeing with that person. I was saying the one.
How you're supposed to
Yeah. No, that's what I was saying. Okay, I'm gonna do squats.
Oh, squat! I forgot about that. Squat train.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna do 20 squats here. Yeah.
It's definitely making a difference. We can see a difference.
Oh, good. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate. No, a lot of people are being super supportive. No, and that one comment was a supportive comment. I was agreeing with that person, saying what that person was saying is, if you're hating, yeah. No, that person was being super supportive. I know. I'm allowed to talk.
Are you a vegan?
The opposite. I eat all meat. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hi, Paul Moss.
6, 7.
It must be warm where you're at. It is 40 degrees here in Indiana.
Oh, I'm in Las Vegas.
That's where we're watching the football game.
10. We're watching some college football right now. 11.
Joy, do you drink Diet Coke?
No, I do not. Only water. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16.
Steve Jacobs says, hey, I noticed your streams, and I just want to say, keep it up.
Thank you.
We do get better. I am 7 years sober, and if my dumb ass can do it, then you definitely can too.
Thank you for the support for the people that.
Steve.
It's funny. Thank you for the support from Steve. All right, nunchuck time. Well, there's the reason why some people get mad is because they say I might mess up when I go to New York, but that's why this is my last New York trip. Well, there's a couple reasons why it's my last New York trip, but one of the big things is I don't want to go there again because it's too much of a challenge for me with addiction.
The thing is, we don't tell each other what to do. So someone said, tell your husband to get on camera. Joy doesn't.
I tell him what to do.
It's not something she would do.
Yeah, we do what we want.
She does. Like,
we're very independent, but we also are very reliant on each other at the same token. Some people call us codependent, but then at the same token, we're very independent, so it's very interesting. Okay, nunchuck time.
Nunchucks.
Oop, sorry. Got caught on a rock.
This looks like Tucson.
It's Las Vegas. Las
Very
Vegas,
similar.
Nevada.
Very similar. Are those nunchucks soft?
No, these are extremely hard. Listen.
What are they made of?
Bamboo, hard bamboo. Very hard.
Do you ever go to the gym?
This is my gym. But you're seeing my workout. You just saw it. I try to stay active though. Like I like walking a lot, and I do try to go to the pool once in a while and swim in the pool. But I don't go enough to really call that much of a workout. Like it's a workout when I go, but I just don't go often enough. Okay. So this is what I like to do.
This is your signature. Explain this is you invented this workout.
Well, I feel like I invented the workout of like the nunchucks, but I just so I heard you saying, tell them you invented the workout. I'm like, I didn't invent the workout of the nunchucks. Nunchucks are a really good workout, but I liked doing this thing where you cross them and then spin around because that's a really good. Yeah, the two nunchucks together is kind of my thing. I never really saw anyone do that. I just started doing it.
That's definitely your invention.
Because we each used to have one a piece. Like it wasn't ever supposed to be that we were gonna like do them together. Yeah, we both had one, and then one day I just started doing them together, and then that just became my thing, and that's all I ever did. So once I started learning to do the two together, I just never learned anything else. I just did it's just 2 figure 8. So I'm doing a figure 8. So figure 8 is a very simple nunchuck move. You see, it's like infinity. Is that infinity? What is a symbol like this? Is it infinity?
Yeah,
what was that thing?
Yeah, good.
Infinity symbol. It's more of an infinity symbol than a figure 8 because figure 8 would be more up and down. So it's going this way. So it's like a figure 8 if you see. And then like that. And then this one is doing the same thing. And then you're just crossing them, so you just have to make sure they don't go at the same time. That's why it takes me a second before I start. I have to think about it because you have to go. You gotta get them started at a different time so they don't cross. When you get tired, they hit or you hit it yourself. That's why I stop usually before I get too tired, because you will hit yourself with nunchucks. Like, it's not something you can push yourself. It's not like, oh, I just keep going and really, really push myself. You'll just keep hitting yourself. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm good. The more and more you hit yourself, because it does hurt. It hurts, you get bruises. In the beginning, you get really hurt. But we started with soft ones. We did not start with bamboo. We started with, they were plastic, but they had like a foam thing over cover on the top of it. You know what I mean? So but those could hurt sometimes because the plastic part could hit you. But it's nothing like the bamboo. The bamboo. And we also had a really, really hard rubber one. Like black, hard rubber. I'm going to do it one more time, and then I'm going to pop a squat. We're going to have a little chat. But when I move around, it makes it even bigger workout. Because you have to concentrate on it. Keep them swinging and swinging at different rates, and then spinning around. So it takes a lot of muscle control. So it's actually quite a big workout in that short amount of time. All right, I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to have a chat with y'all. Okay. I got my sweatshirt just in case here, you guys. Put it here for now. It actually feels okay right now, but oh wait, where's it? Is this okay right here, Rich, or should I move over here?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
All right, between the bushes. In between the bushes. Wherever's good. There's really no like sun shining right now because it's really cloudy today, which is pretty cloudy. There is a little sun right there. Pretty crazy, what I say? It's cloudy, which is pretty cloudy. Pretty crazy. It's rarely cloudy in Vegas. So yes, I'm in Las Vegas. It's nice enough to be in shorts and a tank top, but it's getting to where it's almost not. Like, in a couple of hours, it won't be nice enough. So it's starting to be that time of year that I'm going to have to probably start wearing pants. Might be back to the flanny pajamas that Dark Uncle loves so much. So I have these, they're Victoria's Secret. So when I got them, they were so wonderful. But I've washed them so many times now that they're not they're not soft at all. But when I first got them, they were like, they're really nice. Like, it's flannel, but it's like, it was a really soft flannel. Because you know, flannel is not always that soft. But anyways, it's day 38 for those of you that missed the beginning, and it's 12 days to New York. And I got a lot of good things happened today. I was gonna text this client that I always text, and he's the one that gives me the Uber gift cards. And all of a sudden he texts me, and he's like, "When are you coming to New York? We miss you here." And I was like, "Oh, funny you say that, because I actually was gonna text you saying I'm coming." And then so he offered to give me a ride from the airport, which is super helpful because I refuse to take an Uber even if I have Uber gift cards because I'll use them for Uber Eats to get steak or burgers from this one wonderful place. And I'll just take the train or the LAR, either the subway or the LAR or both. And he said, I'll just pick you up from the airport as long as you don't mind. And I was like, that would be fabulous. So it feels pretty good because I was saying earlier, like, people don't pick people up from the airport anymore. It's kind of one of those things like you just don't. You say get an Uber. You know what I mean? If your friend says, can you pick me up from the airport? It's like, let me give you money for an Uber or something. I don't really feel like picking you up from the airport for the most part, once in a while. But so it kind of really feels like almost like my family is picking me up because my family is from Long Island, but they're all dead now. And this person is from Long Island. And it just like, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It just kind of felt good. Like it just made me feel special as if like I was going to New York and my family was picking me up or something. So I don't know. It was just one of those like, I don't know, where my heart today. And then also my entire trip is like paid for now, which is super awesome because I think there's only been like one other trip that was the case where I paid fully, and it was really nice because normally it was I pay as I go. So it's a lot of stress when I'm there because I'll be like, okay, I have to pay X amount. It can get pretty expensive because sometimes you're paying for a couple of days, like the amount that you pay in one lump sum, and you're like, so it can be very stressful, like knowing that I need to get that in X amount of days. So there's just been a lot of like really, really good things that happened today. But I watched some college football. That's not so bad. I picked like all the wrong teams today. Should be the opposite indicator. Like, yeah, pick the opposite teams is what I say. But we like just placed like I placed like a $2 bet. And it was like a six leg parlay, and yeah, didn't work. But Dodgers got destroyed last night. Oh, the pitching just fell apart. So. They're playing again today. I hope they do better because it's the World Series, you guys. I'm a Mets fan, but I'm rooting for the Dodgers for the World Series. It'll be their second World Series win, and not ever, but in a row. They won last year, so. I'm really digging baseball these days. Like, I've been watching football, but I like football too. I used to love football. I'll watch football, but I really like baseball. I'm excited that they're building a stadium here. They're building the Oakland A's. I can't believe Vegas took like all of Oakland's teams. You guys know that? We took the Oakland Raiders and we took the Oakland A's. I'm like, could we have picked on another city? We take both from Oakland. So I don't even think Oakland has a team anymore. I don't know. Do they have another team other than those two? I don't think so. California has so many teams though. LA has so many teams now. When did LA get so many teams? Because it used to some be in San Diego, and like everybody's like in LA now. Like you still have like the San Diego Padres, but like when did the Chargers go to LA? They used to be the San Diego Chargers, now the LA Chargers. But like what year was that? It's like everyone's moving to LA now. So I'm loving when me and Rich go to LA. It's so nice going there. I hadn't been there since I was 17. And I didn't think I wanted to go back. I think I had this fear of going back to California as, like, honestly, you want to know what my fear was? That I was going to love it too much and I'd want to go back. And yeah, that's the case. But I also love Vegas. Like, I'm mad at Vegas for a lot of stuff with the pandemic, like how they handled things during the pandemic and after the pandemic as a city and as a state, just how we handled everything. And, but I do like Vegas, and Vegas has like a real fondness in my heart because me and Richard came here in 2013 to move, and it was still a very small town. Like it still is, but I'm saying like it's getting bigger now. It was where we didn't have to use the area code when you dialed a number when we first got here, and so like none of the ads they just had, they didn't have the area code ever on the ad. It was interesting. So now they're adding it because no one had to ever use it. So now I think there's like 3, but it's kind of fun to watch Vegas kind of grow up. But I do always prefer things before they get bigger and all these people. I think some people like new and where they think it's better and new and like new technology. I'm always kind of like, I want the old stuff. I'm one of those old people where I'm like, give me the old stuff, because I'm kind of finding like the new stuff isn't always better. like a lot of times they're making it so much chintzier, and especially now with like tariffs and stuff, like things are just getting chintzier. So I tend to like even like the shampoo products, like if they have one that like that, you guys know they have like this hair reconstructor, and the older one is better, that's still in stock sometimes, like when you get it from Amazon, just in some of their warehouses, but it's not like the one they're selling anymore. But it's just like some of their warehouses have the old one, and I'll be like, yay!
Okay, Annette and I are off to go get
Oh yeah, they're gonna. Richard and Annette are gonna go look. Olive oil and Tabasco.
Right.
And then gum for Gloria.
We gotta get some.
Are you? If you need that phone.
Here, you take this phone.
Okay. Then here, let me switch the music and yeah. Let's turn the Let me switch the music over here. Richard and Annette are going to look to see if they could get some bones. I mean, that's the biggest reason. Where is it? Actually, just bring me the If you could just bring me that thing, I'll figure it out over here. I just gotta like reset it with this one.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Talk to you later.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, Richard and Annette. Okay, I'll reset this for you guys real quick. You might want to. Yeah, your Bluetooth was connected. You can turn it off or something or whatever. It was connected to me. Okay, so I'm gonna reset it to this one. All right, let's go like this. Here, it's trying to. Oh yeah, it's trying to connect to you over there. That's right. Yeah, he walks away from me. Yeah, turn that music off. There we go. All right, you guys. Let me get this going really quick. Everybody, intermission here. Come on, you darn thing. I don't know why this never. It's really difficult to connect to this phone. This phone doesn't like to connect. I might have to just not do it, but if I could get this to go, it'd be great. Come on. I don't know. Forget it. Forget it, you guys. Forget it. It's not gonna work. It never connects to this phone. That's all right. No worries. I'll survive without music. I really will. I don't know if it, not. I think I will. Okay. So, anyways, I just love music. But they're going to go to Smith's to see if they can get bones, because Richard's been trying to get bones. Because we like to make bone broth stew, which is super helpful if you're trying to like quit sugar and get on like a protein diet. So all you do is you buy bones. So I mean, you want to say most stores will have it, but they don't for whatever reason. But every store that has a butcher should technically have it, because all it is when they cut up the meat, they have bones. And they sell the bones separately. Some stores have them like already pre-packaged. We don't tend to like those, like in the sense of where it already is, like they have in the frozen section, just a bunch of frozen bones. We don't like those ones as much as the ones that like come from the butcher, because the ones that come from the butcher often have like a lot of meat still on them. So when you put them in we put them in a crock pot on low for like 10 hours, and I just put like in some little bit of seasoning and water. And you just slow cook it for 10 hours. Then if it still has like some of the meat on there, it makes like a fantastic stew, because it's got like, you still can have like actually a little bit of chunks of meat, and then you get everything that comes off of the bones, and then you get the bone marrow and all that. So Richard like loves it, and it's pretty much what helps him stay on the protein diet, and it also helps him from really having to eat that much. So it saves money, because the bones are pretty cheap, and at Smith's a lot of times they put them on sale, but we have not been able to get them the last couple of days, and same with I think Albertsons didn't have them either. Albertsons are way too expensive, but they usually don't even have them. Richard's been checking, and he's been wanting them, and so he's been on a mission, so he's like, I think they might have it if I go at this time on Saturday. So he's trying, because we didn't need anything, but that just like, he needed some Tabasco sauce and like some olive oil, but like we can get that tomorrow. But I said, since you're going, get it now. But he's on this mission to get the bones, so we'll see. I would like some. I don't eat very much of it, but I like eat a little bit of it. So when we don't have it, it does kind of suck, because I like I guess there's like really good collagen in it and stuff, and so it does really make a difference for your skin and hair and nails and stuff. So I find it to be very helpful, and I am missing it a little bit. But Richard, like, he drinks like the whole crock pot. Like, I'll have like a couple bites, and he's like, he downs the whole crock pot pretty much every time that we make it. So I mean, it lasts for days, not in one day. Not one day. It's like it lasts for like it takes about 3 days for him to finish the stew. By the third day, you kind of want to get rid of it if he hasn't finished it, because it's kind of gets gross. So it's about a 3-day thing. But we do the protein diet, so that's because I struggle with the eating disorder for so long, and I still do at times, in the sense of when I go to New York is the time that I could struggle with it, and that's the same with the alcohol, and that's why I don't like these New York trips. I like them and don't like them at the same token. Like it's not all bad because I have a great time. Like I'm actually really excited that, you know, it's 12 days away. Like I'm looking forward to it, but it's also scary at the same token. So I'm glad this is my last one. I think that's why I'm really excited too, because I'm kind of like, yay, it's my last one. Even though I enjoy going, it's just too much, and I'm kind of tired of this, like a little bit like Groundhog Day, of like, you know, getting sober and then getting off the wagon and then getting sober and then getting off the wagon. It's like, I just want to stay sober. And you guys go, well, then just stay sober. And I'm like, yeah, but it's really hard with the New York trip. So like what I'm doing is taking that out of my life. If it's that hard of a thing, yeah, I can do it, but I don't want to white knuckle every couple of months for the rest of my life. So it's easier to just eliminate that. And the LA thing is not, the LA trips aren't that way. So it just like, that makes more sense to me. You know what I mean? And I don't find that as like a failure of like, oh, I can't be in New York because I can't stay sober. Because honestly, I can. It's just, I don't want to deal with it anymore. And there's other reasons why I'm not going either. It just financially doesn't make sense anymore either. So it's like, I'm glad I don't have to deal with it anymore, but I don't think that would be the sole reason why I wouldn't go. Like, I don't think I'd be like, oh, I can't go to New York just because I can't figure this out. It's just like right now kind of a bonus that I won't have to keep going. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, oh, good. But it is frustrating to me because I am so strong in Vegas and then I get so weak in New York, and I don't like that about myself. I don't know if anyone else struggles with like, maybe certain times a year, maybe certain places, you know, where they feel stronger at certain times, around certain people, you know. And I know like around my husband, I'm really strong because Richard's really strong with like committing to things, like so much more than me. Okay, so like I'm a super like organized person, but I will like quit something so fast. Like Richard always laughs at like how fast I'll quit something. Like he'll be like, Joey, we didn't even start and you're ready to quit, I'll get it. And I'm like, I know, like if we're like if we're going to go do something and it doesn't like work out right, I'll be like, that's all right, let's just turn around, it's good. But he's like, but Joy, we haven't even got there yet and you're ready to like turn around. I'm like, I know. It's like, and Richard's always one of those like, we set to do this, let's go do it. And it's really good to have like people that are a little bit different together, because you feed off each other's good things and then you can help each other with the negative things. But when you're too much alike, that can be difficult because then you just kind of get stuck in a rut. You know, you're like, oh, let's just do the same things. Like I said, I really do enjoy sports, but not over the top. But I would say I enjoy sports than most of the guys I've dated, except for like my last boyfriend, like loved sports. But that was like too much for me, because then I'm like, whoa, too much for me. So like with Richard, it's a good mix. But it's funny, he will turn off a Mets game and I like will not. And he'll be like, do you mind if I change it? I'll be like, sure, you know, like, but I'm like, of course I mind, but I'll let him change it if there's other games on, but I won't let him change it for like to watch TV. I mean, no, the Mets are playing. Sorry for your sitcom. Watch that later. But I'm not crazy about sports where I'm gonna stop everything in the world to go watch them, but like they're on right now. But if they're on, I'm gonna watch that over something else. If that makes sense. Like, I'm always like, what's sports on? He's like, there's things on TV other than sports. I was like, yeah. But are there any sports on right now? I understand that. That's why I'm saying, are there any sports on? I don't like TV, but I do like sports. I've always liked sports. My parents were very athletic, and they were very into me and my sister being athletic. So I've always been, I didn't get like a ton into like, okay, the sports I did were more girly because I went to a Christian school, so I ended up, but I did do flag football, but I did cheerleading and then track and dance. But I would have done more of like the things like basketball or soccer and stuff, but my school didn't have that. It was like this tiny little private school, and all they had was football, and it was only for the boys, and it was flag football. But then they were doing so bad one game, I was a cheerleader, and they pulled me in because they knew I was good. They wouldn't let me play. I wanted to play. So it was like 7th grade. So they were doing bad enough that they let me play, and yeah, that's wonderful. It was very sexist back then, you know. Some things are still pretty sexist. So I don't know if girls are allowed. They're allowed in, like, powder puff or whatever, but I don't know. Football is still kind of pretty much boys, huh? But for the Christian school, it was that way, and so then they brought me in, so I was the only girl on the team, so I played for 7th and 8th grade flag football. And then I wanted to play in high school. I don't know if I could or not. I don't know, but my mom wasn't going to let me anyways, so I didn't ever find out. She's like, girl, you can't play football. So I ended up being a cheerleader. But the problem was I really liked the game, and so I would, like, watch, and so I would know what was going on, and, like, sometimes we would be doing the wrong cheer, because, you know, maybe they knew it was an interception or something. And so I would know, and our coach would be like, and the other girls would be, like, so unaware. I'd be, like, so embarrassed. She's like, oh, we're saying the wrong thing. We're saying defense when we're offense, or vice versa. But I really do like sports. Richard likes betting. I could give a crap about betting. I'll do it. I do it because Richard likes it, and he likes me to predict things. But sometimes I'm really good, and sometimes I'm really bad. Like, I'm like, all of them were wrong. And then sometimes they're like almost all right. Like I get like 5 out of 6 all the time. Like all the time, where I'm just like, this is annoying. Because I'll do a 6-leg parlay and I get 5 out of the 6-leg parlay, like all the time. Like where it's ridiculous. Like where it's like all of them are green except for one that's red. And I'm like, I got 5. Why didn't I just leave 5? Why didn't I do a 5-leg parlay? No, but I had to do a 6-leg parlay. And then, but if I do a 5-leg parlay, I won't get that either. It's just like one of those things, you know. It's like, it's just that Murphy's Law, you know, whatever that. But I am feeling really good today. It's day 38. Yesterday I was like so damn stoned. Today, not so much. It's just one of those things with weed. That's why weed is, to me, not like when people say like, oh, you're partying or whatever, you know, I think of that as alcohol, or for other people like harder drugs. I don't like hard drugs, you guys. People think that about me. I don't. I like alcohol. But it's funny, we're watching this Charlie Sheen thing, and he's like, alcohol is like the hardest drug. I mean, it really is. But so people go, Joy, how come you never get into drugs? I was like, because I got into alcohol. And some people that don't really like alcohol don't get that, and so they maybe need alcohol with another drug, or maybe they just need another drug. But people that are alcoholics, like, get it, that, like, once you have alcohol, like, you're good. Like, once I have alcohol, I forget to eat food, I forget to do anything. I'm like, I'm good. And it's very destructive to me. We were watching that Charlie Sheen documentary, very interesting, because I think one of his biggest struggles was alcohol, besides he liked the cocaine a lot. But I think he really, really struggled with alcohol a lot. And alcohol can be so destructive, because alcohol is a harder one, because it is legal, and it's more acceptable, you know, whereas harder drugs, often those are something people do more in private, you know, and they often don't tell people, and, you know, not these days, maybe back in the day when it was a little more acceptable, but now I think most people, you know, hide drugs. So alcohol is one that usually people, you know, go out and they socialize. So it is a tough one with society, because, and same with food, you know, the two that I do are legal ones. So it is hard, and that's what was always my issue, was I was trying to do the right thing. I was, you know, thinking I was a good Christian and, you know, in the military, and so the things I struggled with were legal, you know, I was allowed to do those things. It was just, I was overdoing them, you know. So, I mean, when I was underage, the alcohol, so when I was first in the military, but, you know, it's really loosey-goosey once you're in the military, you know. I mean, you can't get caught, but, you know, people will be buying you stuff when you're underage because you're already in the military, so it's like, have a drink, you know. But drugs are no tolerance, so that was an easy thing. And it wasn't, you know, I wasn't exposed to that at a young age. My sister kind of sought it out. My sister had a little more exposure, but she didn't really do anything too crazy, but hers was more, if anything, was more weed when she was young, funny enough. But I remember thinking that was so crazy. But she maybe experimented a little bit in high school, but I never did, because I was very prudish, funny enough now with the way my life went. But I, had never had sex. I had never tried a cigarette. I had never had alcohol. I'd never tried a drug all through high school. And then I graduated high school a year early, so it was only 3 years. So I know I'm not tooting my horn so much, 3 years. But then when I went in the military, the only thing that I really got exposed to right away was the alcohol and sex. But drugs were not something I was exposed to because it's no tolerance in the military. So I felt like you almost had to seek it out and had to already kind of be into that. Like it wasn't something that was like people were just having. Like, because there was huge parties, like these huge house parties, but it was all alcohol. Like, it was always alcohol. I never ever once saw anybody do a drug, and I would go to these, massive, like where it was just like, where stuff would get ruined, those, like in the movies where it's just like, someone's got a house where they just like, people just go crazy in there, but just alcohol. In the military, it was all about just taking tons of shots and stuff, and everyone was young. A lot of the people, the biggest thing with these house parties was most people were underage. That was the biggest thing. They weren't old enough to drink. They were under 21, but they were already in the military. And yeah, I don't know, I wasn't exposed to that. And then when I got out of the military, I just already had my issue with alcohol, and my mom had died. So I just kind of like stayed with the things that I already knew, And then at some point I had a boyfriend in my late 20s that exposed me to cocaine for the first time. And that was the only thing I ever got into a little bit. But I still always preferred alcohol. It was just like I would always prefer alcohol. I don't know, because if anything, something like the same, that keeps you more awake. I think I always kind of liked that alcohol kind of zoned me out a bit because I was sad, and so a lot of the other things are going to keep you awake. I wasn't necessarily always wanting that. I like sleep. I do like sleep, like a lot. I really like it. I'm really gripey when I don't get sleep. My sister is too. It was my Richard's one of his first exposures to my sister because Richard has never met my family in person. They're very negative about the people I dated, so I never really wanted them to meet my boyfriends, I guess. And when I started dating Richard, I just didn't want their negativity. And then we were only dating, I think, about 6 months, and we decided to move to Panama, and I didn't want their negativity on that. I knew they would say, that's a terrible idea. Can't move to Panama with a guy you've only known for like 6 months. But I'd known him for longer, but been dating for 6 months. And it ended up being awesome, so I'm glad they would have even I ended up selling my car. I bought. It was my money, but my dad always helped me pick out my cars because he's really into cars. So he wants to help with that. So what you do is you give your money to my dad, and he buys the car for you with your money. That's what you do in my family, and you don't get to say on that end. Because otherwise, you're just gonna never hear the end if you picked a car that he doesn't approve of. So he would do that, and I didn't care. So he would always pick good cars. So he picked me out this. It was like a 1995 Lexus, the ES 300. The lowest model one, whatever. And it's a nice little car. It was only $2,600. So I had this little car for about a year or so, or maybe two, and when I was living in Vancouver, Washington. And it was my money, but my dad had picked it out, as he does. And so when I decided to move to Panama, I sold it for only $1,500 because the tires were not good. All the tires were, one of them actually you had to fill air in. It was like probably just needed a patch, but the tires were bald, and it had a lot of problems and stuff. And so I said $1,500 is fine, for the stuff. It was like needed some engine work done. And so I didn't tell my dad, and then I'd moved to Panama, and it wasn't, so when I finally get to Panama, it's probably like a month I'm living in Panama. I think it's like Christmas, we call, and my dad's like livid that I sold my car. He didn't think I got enough money and all this stupid stuff. But anyways, so we call, and it's Christmas. It's the Christmas Eve, and they didn't know I was in Panama, and so I'm calling like Christmas Eve to tell them I'm in Panama now. Guess what? But we woke up my sister. It was 9 p.m. Christmas Eve, and she was staying at my dad and stepmom's, and so I called, like everyone was together. She was like livid. She was so mean. She was like livid. I hadn't talked to her in a month, and now I'm in Panama. But she was not about that. She wasn't about that. she was livid that we woke her up at 9 p.m. on Christmas Eve. And she's like, how dare you wake me up? And then I was like, well, I just want to say hi. But yeah, it was pretty funny. So Richard was like, oh, I see it. Runs in your family. The gripiness of it when you're woken up. I'm like, I know. It's bad. It's bad. And he has to wake me up all the time, and it's bad. It's bad. The first, pull back a bloody nub. But I'm having a really good week because I'm pumped up about New York. I'm pumped up that the trip's paid for. I'm pumped up that I have a ride from the airport. It just feels good because I don't know many places that I would get a ride from the airport, even if it was like people that I knew for like years. And I'd be like, can you pick me up? And they'd be like, nah, can you get an Uber? But the fact like this guy, he's always been really good to me like that. And it just feels good. And I'm a little bit sad because I don't think I'm going to tell him that I'm not coming back. And I think I'm just going to tell him when he texts me and when I'm not there, you know. But it's like, I feel bad. Because, you know, I might in the way, way out future, but I just don't think so. But not anytime, not anytime this year, not anytime in the beginning of next year. I mean, it's be a long, long, long time. And I don't think it's going to happen. And so I'm a little sad because there are some people I've known for a really long time. And this person does come to Vegas, but very rarely. Like, I've done this for like 10 years. They've come to Vegas like 3 times. And I've seen them probably like, I don't even know how many times in New York. I mean, so, yeah, it people don't realize about my job that there's very few people that are impactful, but the ones that are impactful because it's usually that I've known them a really long time. And it's just weird to kind of like grow old with these people. You know, it's interesting. I didn't know this job entailed that. I'd always kind of heard that people had like clients, but it is interesting because you think they want someone new, but they're getting older, so they don't mind that I'm getting older. So it kind of works out, and it's just interesting to watch like people. I'm watching them get older, you know, and I know like a lot about them. But this person makes me laugh because he tells me the similar stories over and over. I never want to tell him. I know, but he tells me almost always the same stories. But I don't want to tell him if he's told me before, because I just think that's rude. So I just always act like I never heard the story. But he's very elaborate with telling a story. So I have to act like, oh, well, but I already know the end of the story. So I have to be careful, not quick, opposite, careful to not end it, because he'll be like, wait, you know the story already? Yeah. But it's hard sometimes when you literally know the end of someone's story. And then they're drawing it out really long. You're like, ooh, can't wait. But you have to act it's funny. But yeah. People think that I can't listen because I talk a lot. Oh, I'm a really good listener when I need to, especially in my job. I mean, how do you think I do my job all these years? You think I just talk the entire time? No. Unfortunately, most people don't pay me to talk. I know, shocker. No, I mean a little bit. I can't be like a mute. It is weird, so people don't talk a lot, so I usually have to get the conversation going, and I'm really good at that. And I used to not be. I think this job has made me better, because when I was a kid, I remember asking my mom, like, how do you start conversation? Like, nothing would come to my head, which is crazy now, right? And she's like, oh, I don't know. She'd give me ideas. I don't even remember what she said. It's so many years ago. I was probably like 6, 7, whatever. And she said, oh, as you get older, you know, things will come to you. But, you know, and she gave me some ideas, whatever, I don't remember. But now, I don't know, things just always come to me. So I get conversation going, but I still can't talk very long because people usually want to talk. But a lot of people are very shy, so you usually have to kind of, otherwise it's just like silence, and that's just weird. Staring game. So I'm very good at just starting really random weird conversations. Like sometimes in the middle of a conversation I wonder what I'm saying, like why am I saying this? Like sometimes it's so randomly weird. I really do say really off the wall things sometimes that like halfway through I'm like, do I finish this? Like what? Do I just end in mid-sentence? Or do I finish this ridiculous statement I'm about to say? I do that a lot with myself. I don't know. Because a lot of the things I say are very pointless. I realize a lot of conversation is pointless. So I am really bad about trying to like get people to get to the point, because there's just so much fillers that I'm like, got it, okay. But sometimes fillers make life more interesting. I guess like I like to tell a story and kind of like drag it out. But sometimes when someone else is doing that, you're like, got it, let's get it to the point. But yeah, I don't know. Richard's always like, what's the rush? Like, what are you gonna rush about? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm always in a rush to go nowhere. He's always like, you're in a rush to get back home to sit on the bed. I'm like, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't like being out. Like, I like being out if I'm doing something like let's say like we're going out and we're doing a thing, okay? But then once that thing is over, then I kind of just want to get home. Like something about and I do like the car. It's not that. It's just something of like, if this thing's over, now I just want to be home. I don't know if anyone's like that, where you just kind of want the closure of that thing. But really, it makes no difference if the trip home is a little longer. But I got stuck in traffic. Ugh. For me, it's just like, I mean, if you have a lot of things going on, but like, you know, a lot of people, we get so worried about the extra couple 10, 15 minutes of like traffic or whatever, and it's so annoying. But it's like, did it make that much of a difference? I mean, did we really need that? I mean, if there are things where you got to take the kids to, you know, a sporting event, or you got, you know, some appointment, but a lot of times it's just to kind of get home, to kind of just relax, you know? But it's like, rush home to just relax, okay? It's kind of, you could just relax the whole way instead of rushing, you know what I mean? You can relax on the way, make it a nice ride home instead of rushing to relax. That's what Richard's point is. You're making it miserable to then go make it nice. I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. Because I am very like, let's go. Like, Richard and Ned spend like an hour at the grocery store. I'm like in and out. Richard doesn't even want to take me for many reasons. One, he's like, you're going to want to get something in the store. I'm like, oh, I'm not that bad. I've spent 38 days. But he's like, I don't trust you. He doesn't still let me go shopping. It's smart, because you think you're strong until you have a little too much freedom. And then that's what I'm saying. That's why New York's a little bit too much freedom for someone like me, because you go, oh my goodness, you're 38. You're 38. It's 38 days. I'm 40. Close enough, you guys. I'm 40. It's funny, I said 38 days of 40. Almost going to be the amount of days of the age I am. All right, let's do it. 40 and 40. I'm 40 years old, and I'm 38 days, no alcohol. It is good to just keep that barrier if you can. It's like, yeah, I can go to the store. I can go to the store. I'm not going to get alcohol. I'm not at that point. I'm not day 3. You know, I'm not going to get out. But why? That's why the whole thing with the New York trip is why it's difficult for me. It's like, yes, I can go to New York and stay sober. I can do that. I know that I can do that. I know that I've done a lot of things in my life, and I've been sober for many years at a time. I know I can do that, and I've been sober in New York before. I lived in New York 6 months. Actually, I lived there a year and did not drink alcohol, but I lived there 6 months and stayed on my protein diet. You know what I mean? So I know I can do the things that I'm saying is very difficult. But it's very difficult each time. Like, the entire time we were doing the protein, Richard was like, look at that pizza. I mean, it was just like, it got harder and harder each day there. He was filming the stuff too, because he was really into, he had his big camera there, and he was really into photography. And he still is, but he was like really into it then. And they have such beautiful food that he got really into filming the food. But that became like a slippery slope, because the more he filmed the food, the more I think he was like drooling over the food, where it wasn't even that big a deal to me. But I remember he was the first one to cave in with the food, and then once he did, then I did it. But I remember he was just like, oh, you know, filming. He was like, oh, look at that. And I wasn't really like filming, so it just didn't really, I wasn't going crazy about it. But now when I go, now that I have had the food there or the alcohol there, you know, it's harder for me. But that was my first time, so I hadn't had it. So it wasn't like, I didn't know what I was missing in a sense, but Richard did, because he had lived there before. But so once you've had New York food, it is the best. Or even a lot of their, like, I've you know, kind of like started liking, they have these local hard ciders instead of those Angry Orchard things. And so I find those are very nice, which I shouldn't, you know, like alcohol is alcohol. But like, I feel like if you're going to do alcohol, it's a little nicer than the other ones, but alcohol is alcohol. but things like that, they don't even have that here, so I mean, they might have a version here, but it's not like the New York, so little things like that, it's harder there because I know what, like when I go see that thing that I like, I go, oh gosh, we're here. Actually haven't had a lot of experience with drinking in Vegas, funny enough. So like there haven't been like a lot of bars I've been to. There haven't been like all these drinks I've tried here, like me and Richard, I remember went out back in 2013. It was like one of the only times we ever went out for like a cocktail in Vegas, besides I think when I stumbled there in March to that one little crappy bar by the highway. But we went to a bar on the strip, and we bought one of those specialty drinks, but it was $25, which we thought was insane at the time, but now I think they're even more. I think they're even more than that. I don't even know. I know sometimes they're still 25, but I think they're even more sometimes. It's just insane. So once we paid that, we were like, no. But we were just doing like these cheap little like frozen margarita things that were like $1 or $1.99 or something like that. They're $1.99 now. I think they were 99 cents then. But those tasted terrible. So I'm not like, oh, I really want one of those. I mean, those tasted horrible. It was like the worst like margarita mix. So those were just if you were trying to get drunk, because it was not for like something enjoyable. And a lot of times, even with the food here, like a lot of our experience with food here, besides when we cook, is me and Richard went to like buffets and stuff, which I wouldn't say buffets are like the best of food. So I'm not like, oh, I really want this thing in Vegas. But in New York, it's some of the best food in the world. Well, that's what they say, and I haven't been all over the world, but it's some really good food in New York. And then, like I said, there's a lot of like these specialty different kinds of drinks and things, and different kinds. I'm not into wine and stuff, but if people are, they're into that kind of stuff. But I hate wine, but that makes it harder there, if that makes sense. So it's easier for me to not go to the place that has like the best stuff if I'm not wanting to consume that stuff, if that makes sense. Like if I want to stay on my protein, I don't need to go where they make the best bread in the world. Like that's not helpful to me. The best pizza, or the best wine or whatever, for if it's not something, which I don't drink wine, but I'm saying like if that's something you're into and you're trying to be sober, don't go to Napa, My sister used to live in Napa, and then they moved to Nampa, Idaho. She lives in Nampa, from Napa, California to Nampa, Idaho. What a contrast. I mean, what a contrast, but she says it's great for, she has one son that she gave birth to, and then she has 2 stepsons. So, and they're all, I think, under 10. So 3 little boys. So I guess they have like a lot of acres now. So it's fun for them there. It was harder in California. They had like a smaller place. They were renting a house, and I think they bought a house in Idaho. A lot of people are moving out of California because of all the taxes, and it's not just the taxes. I mean, the price of housing is just ridiculous. And there's not much you can do. Like I know with my sister in their house in Napa, they were having like some mold issue, and like they were trying to get I think they did try to fix it, but like it was not getting better. And I think that's primarily why they moved to, because it was like there was not like another place that they could move into. Like it's very difficult there in certain places. Like there's not a lot of places available for like if you have certain requirements, because they needed X amount of rooms or and they wanted some a backyard for the boys and stuff. So they had some certain requirements they wanted, but I guess they could not find another place. So they were stuck in this place that like had this mold issue, and like the boys were getting sick, and she was just like, we're just gonna get out of California. But I do think my sister's a little sad to leave California, because my sister had pretty much always been in California. So she only moved to Portland for about 2 years while she went to the Montessori Institute to finish her teaching degree for Montessori. But the rest of the time, my sister's been in California, like our entire life. And my sister is older than me, so she never left California, whereas like the rest of the family's pretty much left California. But then she just left, I think like last year or the year before, to go to Idaho. She says she loves it, but I know all of her friends are still in California. So my sister was like still really social with all of her friends up until she just went to Idaho. Like her high school friends, her like junior high friends, and some of them are the same, but like they all have kids now and everything, and they're all still like hung out together and stuff. So I think it's hard for her to now. She doesn't like know anyone in Idaho. I mean, she's making new friends, I'm sure. My sister's like one of those super social people, like the opposite of me. She's always had like a million friends and was like never home. She just always was at a friend's house. It wasn't like my sister was like on the streets. She just always spent the night at a friend's house, like from the time I can remember. I mean, since I was 5, so she would have been about 7. She was like always. Like there was, at that time there was a neighbor that she was always at their house. It was a little girl named Becky, and she spent the night at Becky's house, like pretty much most nights of the week. And then that's just always how it was. And then it became whoever. And then it became where we wouldn't, my mom wouldn't know which friend, and my dad would come to like pick me up, and then we'd have to go get my sister, and it would be a nightmare. He's like, well, whose friend's house is it? And my mom couldn't remember. She was always that. And this is like pre-cell phones, and like most people, if they had a home phone, it probably went busy half the time, you know, or I don't know if Sarah's here, you know, people were just, back then, kids kind of just did a lot more, like you didn't know, your parents didn't necessarily know where you were. It's crazy now. Now I think parents stay on top of that. But my sister, she stayed out of trouble for the most part. She did a little bit of drinking and a little bit of drugs in high school, but not too bad, you know. But I was like super perfect girl. But I really used to get on my sister because she would get on me because I started eating disorders at a pretty young age, and she would, but I didn't start the one that I did at the end till like after my mom died. I first, did other ones, and so I've done all different ones. But she would get on me, and then I would get on her for smoking weed. And it's funny because now I'm like, she was actually doing a lot better thing. I thought weed was so bad. That's the people that get on us. And like now that I do weed, I'm like, oh, my sister was on something. But I do wonder if it's good when you're young. I don't know. Like I started it in 2016, and I was born in 1985. So what year was I in 2016? I mean, so that's why I was older, and I feel like now I think it's like broadened my horizons. But I do wonder if you do it too young, if it's good or not. I'm not sure. Like I don't know. I don't know if it's good for the younger people because, you know, your brain is still developing, and you're still, you know, getting a lot of, you know, your own ideas about things. And I think it's kind of better to not have any sort of anything. I don't think you should have alcohol. I don't think you should have any sort of drugs. That's why I think it's even a shame when, I don't know what the alternative is to do, but I know when they're giving the kids like the Ritalin and the Adderall at such a young age, you're getting them so addicted to a drug so young. I kind of feel like kids should keep their brains away from any of that stuff until, you know, X amount of ages. But like when you're older, like 17, 18, you know, older, 20s, you know, probably 18 and above, like the adult age. Maybe even 21. Probably 21 is best, you know, with the alcohol. And I don't want to be like one of those people that's like, oh, don't want to let the kids have fun, you know, but I do feel, because I was a kid that decided to not do those things, you know, but I did join the Air Force at 17, so I would say at 17 I, you know, discovered alcohol basically, so I wasn't that old, but I don't think that was good, you know. I think I should have waited till 21, you know. I mean, I still struggle with it now, so maybe starting younger is what makes you struggle as you're older. I'm not the expert in that kind of stuff. I just know from my experience. But I do feel it was good that I didn't intoxicate myself like in high school. Like I'm glad that I had a free mind. But I was doing a lot of caffeine, which, as you guys know, I get on the train about that is a drug. And I was doing a lot of caffeine, and when I think about it, that probably was not the best thing either. I mean, and I think we've been a lot of bit more loosey-goosey about allowing kids to do more caffeine, because it used to be a little bit more like kids shouldn't do caffeine. But now it's just so much more. It's in all the energy drinks. It's in, I mean, I think they probably put it in some of the juices now. I don't even know. And then it's definitely in the coffees and the teas and the, you know, the things that people get from Starbucks and the different coffee shops. But I was a huge Starbucks fan. Oh my gosh. I used to go really far. It was crazy. So when I was in Oklahoma in the Air Force, so I was stationed at Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma City, which I had a great time there. But if you guys don't know this about Oklahoma, it's the most boring state ever. Sorry, people that love Oklahoma. And I think they just messed up my bet. The Sooners. Boomer Sooners. I will never bet against them because, well, they're really good, but also being there all those years, they don't have, at the time they didn't have any professional team, but then when I was leaving, they were getting their professional basketball team, which I forget the name. What are they even called? But actually, I had a boyfriend that ended up working for them, but after we broke up, so that's why name's not significant to me. But I dated him when I was in the Air Force. We ended up working for he left the Air Force and ended up working for the professional basketball team, not as a player, like on the team, like as, staff. But anyways, they were very attached to the OU Sooners, the college team, because they didn't have a professional team when I was in Oklahoma, and so that Boomer Sooner thing was huge, and we used to go to Norman all the time. They have those like pub crawls by the college, because the college is in Norman, Oklahoma, and I was living in Moore, so the Air Force Base is in Oklahoma City, which is about 20 to 30 minutes from Moore, and about 20 to 30 minutes from Norman. It's about the same. So it's like if it's like 20 minutes to Moore, there's about 30 minutes to Norman. If it's 30 minutes to Moore, there's 40 minutes to Norman. So I was about 10 minutes from Norman, where I was living, because I was living in Moore, and we used to go to Norman because it was so fun, and then especially if it was after a game, everyone was all pumped up, and so I just will never bet against them, just like I won't bet against the Mets, but I think most of my bet today. I think they were the one that didn't win. One of the ones. But anyways, what was I saying about when I was in the Air Force? I don't remember. I was going to say something. I was just going to say Oklahoma is really, really boring, I think is what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, and then the sports teams. But it's really, really boring there because there's no, natural landmarks, like something where you'd be like, oh, there's a lake, or there's a man-made lake, and then there's, a hill. There's no, mountains. There's no river. There's no ocean. There's, nothing. It's just, flat. There's barely even any trees. And I remember when my family came to visit, they were like, what's the big thing to see here? I'm like, pretty much the Oklahoma City bombing site. And they're like, oh, Joy, that's terrible. I'm like, yeah, I know. And they're like, what else? I was like, no, there's a man-made lake. You want to check that out? And they're like, oh, Joy, you're just being I was like, there's a lot of bars in Bricktown. And we were all drinking back then. Okay. We can go to Norman, for the Sooners that are in pub crawl. I mean, it was there wasn't a lot to do there, so it wasn't very much around alcohol. But they say, oh, Joy, you're being negative. This was my sister and stepdad. This after my mom died. They never visited until my mom died, and they would come bother me, basically. And they come and they're fine. We're going to a visitor center. We're going to ask because you're just being negative. I was like, I've lived here a long time. If there was something to do, I think we would have figured it out. We go camping a lot. Want to go camping? It's not great camping sites, but you can camp. And they go and they say, well, what can we look at here in Oklahoma? One of the cool things. And they said, have you checked out the Bass Pro Shop? That was the recommendation at the Welcome Center. And I said, I told you. You think I live here all this time, and as a young person, we find the things to do. You know what I mean? We have tried. We've done skydiving. Oh dear, that you wanted to jump out of that plane. It had duct tape and everything. It took forever to get in the air. I was like, well, if we ever make it up, then I can jump out of this thing. One of them little dinky planes. So I've done skydiving. There's just not a lot. That was way out in this town. Start with a C, I can't remember. I don't remember now. It's been a while ago. Forget. But, anywho, I did end up getting into church when I was in Oklahoma. I ended up getting back into church for a minute. That was actually when my mom was still alive. So I actually still went to church, I should say. And then after my mom died, forget about that. But so we went. There was this huge church there called like Life Church. It was like this huge church where they had like all these multiple locations, and the pastor would be like, who knows what location the pastor's going to be at? And then if he wasn't there, you watched him on TV, basically. Weird thing, but they had this little thing that was called the coffee house, where they kind of made this area for like college kids and military, because there was a lot of military because it was close to the base, where you kind of like all get together, and it was, no alcohol, no drugs and stuff, where, sober, because it's a church thing. And there was like, we played like poker, not for money, just like with chips, and like, people would perform. There was like bands, and then they had coffee. It was a coffee shop, and then they would do like pancakes for when people were studying, like at 2 a.m. because it was open 24 hours. And 7 days a week, and that was really cool. I did that for a while because I would always go back and forth with drinking and not drinking, even when I first started drinking, because I never did well with drinking. So even like before my mom died, there was times like I would drink and then I wouldn't drink, and then drink. But the military was very much into drinking, so that's why I think drinking is such a big thing for me. People are like, why is? Well, because it was just like I was so indoctrinated into it. During my 4 years in the military, like it was just something like when we landed, when we flew, it was like, we had to finish like this one briefing, and then it was like, when can we have a beer? That was just what everyone, it was just like that kind of thing, or like, who brought the beers for the, a TDY, or like, who's getting the beers, who's got the beers for tonight, and it was always about alcohol. And then we even, when we wouldn't fly, would often go like at lunch to happy hour and stuff. It was just, it was just like. I'm just gonna load the groceries. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, how long have I been talking?
About an hour, a little over an hour.
Okay, so let's talk a little more. But so I think that's why it's something that I struggle with, and I think New York for me brings more back that like that vibe for me of like when I was in the military, of that like kind of like that going out vibe. Because now I'm older, and I'm married, and and we hang out here. We're talking.
They had bones.
Oh my gosh, so I'll start your stew. Okay, good. They had bones. That's such good news. Oh, good. We really like the bones. It takes like 10 hours, though, so I'll get it started as soon as I finish this, because then we gotta wait 10 hours until it's done. But it's fabulous when it's done. It's usually like the middle of the night. I don't know what's 10 hours from whenever I started, but I'll be like, Rich, your stew's done, like in the middle of the night, because I'll wake up in the middle of the night, and he'll be like, oh, good. But it's nice because it's one of those things that's kind of ready to eat food all the time, like when you're trying to do a protein diet. So, because sometimes the problem with a protein diet is you always have to prepare it, and so if you get lazy and you're like, I just eat this other thing that's easier right now, and that's what people can end up faltering when they get, where if they go too long and they go, I'm too hungry, I need sugar now or whatever, and so. And when you have things that are like readily available, it makes it much easier. And so Richard just loves having that. He calls it like his fast food. And it's so healthy, and it's so good for your hair, skin, and nails, because it's got collagen in it. We read about it, and it's like a fabulous source of collagen, I guess. So, and all other sorts of nutrients. So that really helps when people go like, where do you guys get your nutrients? The bone broth is one that's like, it gives you like so many nutrients. It's so good. Like things that you don't get just from like eating just beef. So they went to Smith's. I had plenty of beef still. So usually what we run out first is beef. That's like the thing that we run out first. We've been eating less beef. We no longer do like 6 pounds a day. That's just too much. But sometimes in the beginning, when you're kind of getting back on the protein, you have to eat more than you will eventually eat. That's kind of what I was explaining. But if you can afford it, which you go, it's really expensive. But you think about how much were you spending if you were eating junk food, especially if it was a going out, like if you were getting fast food. Fast food is not cheap anymore these days. I mean, because we take the ladies. We never spend less than like $20 when we take the ladies, and they don't get much. They get like 2 things. So if like it's like Taco Bell, at most like 3 things. And it's like always at least $20. With McDonald's, they get like 2 burgers, $20, like, because they like their fries and stuff. It's just, nothing is really like less than $20 these days. Maybe if you're buying for one person, but if you have 2 people, like, and Like the pizza we only get, they like pepperoni and tomato. That's the only toppings they like. It's still like $30 just for like those 2 toppings with the pizza that we get. It's like things are just getting more expensive. So when you go, oh, the organics are so expensive or the protein is so expensive, really nothing is cheap these days. That's the crazy thing. It's almost like everything's coming to the close price of the protein and of the organics. It used to be that they were astronomically different. Like it used to be the protein was closer to $10 and the other stuff was closer to $2 to $3. Now the other stuff is closer to $7, $8, and now you got your protein or your organics at $9, $10. You know what I mean? So they're coming so close together that you go, pay the little extra, you'll probably eat less as soon, especially when you get it all kind of weird. The protein is one of those things that it's almost like your body has to kind of like get absorbed with it. It's like, okay, it has to get like saturated with it. It's like, all right, now I've got enough protein. So if you haven't been doing protein in a while, like a lot of protein, like the meat, you almost have to like douse yourself with it. And then you go, okay, I'm saturated. Now I can eat a little less. Because at first you'll be like really hungry and like, but what we do is we just keep giving ourselves protein, and then you'll eventually be like, I'm not hungry anymore. I don't want any more protein. You know? But instead of like, if you feel hungry, you're like, don't eat the chips, eat the protein, you know, or whatever thing you're trying to avoid, you know, if you're trying to avoid snacks, you know, that's kind of the way we do it. And then we'll do the soup, the bone broth soup. Makes life much easier. So yeah, so day 38 today. We got 12 days to New York. I know I'm going to make it to day 50. That's not a problem. It's after that. It's after that that's the problem. But the good thing is I'm getting picked up from the airport. And so that first night is going to be pretty full with like that client I'm going to spend longer with because like you're going to bring me to my hotel and stuff. So it's going to be like, and this client is not a drinker. So alcohol won't be an issue until like really late in the evening when I first arrive would be my first like interaction with it, you know what I mean? Because normally like when I arrive, like I go right to my hotel and I could go get myself a 6-pack or something, but that won't be the case now. So that'll be good. And I don't know if I'll go back out, you know what I mean? And this client often like gets me food. He might even get me dinner. So I might not even have to like leave my room that evening, you know what I mean? Because normally, like I'm already bombarded. I'm walking. I'm seeing all this stuff as have my bags, and you know, it's like we just bombarded with food and alcohol and stuff. So I might even order like the Uber Eats because he'll probably give me Uber Eats if he doesn't. If he doesn't get me like bring me dinner, then he'll give me Uber Eats gift cards because he always says that. Like, let me get you dinner. That's what he says with like the Uber Eats. So I'll probably just order from the steak place that I like, and then I won't even have to leave my room, and so then I won't have to be bombarded. I'm not saying I'm gonna haul up in my room the whole time. I'm just saying maybe the first night I won't have to even be kind of like bombarded with the struggle of that. You know what I mean? So that's good. I'm glad about that. It is ridiculous how much it is like as soon as like I kind of like get to New York, I feel it more than here. And then like I said, the more I'm like bombarded like day one, so the stronger I can be each day there, then I can be stronger. Because it really is just like a habit for me. So it's if I form a different habit in New York. So as I'm saying, like maybe even the day when I can form that different habit, you know, I'm going to be healthy because I'm getting a ride from the airport. And I don't have to be bombarded with food, bar, you know, because you do pass a lot. Because I'll walk several blocks, because the chance of the subway dropping you right in front of your hotel is very rare. Like, oh, look at that, right there to the entrance of my hotel. So usually, like, the subway's many blocks. So, because I'll take the subway. So then, or the LIR, then, you usually still have to take a subway. And so, because LIR usually just goes to like Penn Station, and that's not where I stay. I don't stay at Penn Station. So you have to walk pretty far in that time. And I'm arriving on like a Thursday, which is already like that energy. Like New York comes alive on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, very lively. So you're feeling that energy. There's already people out because it'll be late night. There'll already be people out at the bars on the Thursday night, like just cluttered at all the bars. Like they'll be packed already. So it's just that energy like I'm bombarded with. I won't have to be. I'll be in a car and I'll be dropped right by my hotel. And so it's just kind of like, oh, that's good. Like it just feels like that's helpful too. Like there's so many things, and then the trip being paid for, well, that's helpful because there's a lot of stress when I know X amount of money is due in a couple days. I mean, there's a couple of things I have to pay, like there's like a tiny amount, but it's not like paying the full amount. You know, there's like a little bit that you pay, because you pay ahead of time, and then they usually have you pay a small amount at the property, you know, within like $100, $200, but not the full amount. That can be very cumbersome thinking about it, and especially like each day that I'm there, when I know that's coming up the next day or the day after, it can be very stressful. But it'd be like, so little things like that are removed from my stress can help keep me sober too. But anyways, I'm hoping Rich will come out here because I'm ready to kind of close this up. I'm going to have some beef burgers. And, Annette told us today she would like to go shopping in person. So we've been buying her a lot of clothes online, which she likes. She said, I appreciate it. So I said, appreciate it online, but I really like to go in person shopping, she said. So I said, Richard definitely needs to take her when I'm in New York, but maybe even we'll take her before. I said she wanted to go to Walmart, but Richard said, why don't we take you somewhere nicer, like to the mall or something? But she always says Walmart because she's comfortable there, but we don't want to take her to Walmart because that's crappy clothes. So we want to take her to the mall, but if it doesn't happen before, I said definitely do it when I'm in New York, because those are the little things I like him to do, is like take Gloria and Annette, because not that we can't do it when I'm here, but it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of fun for them to kind of all three go together, because I don't need to go. And if I'm here, well, then they're three going and I'm sitting at home, which just seems weird, you know, because then I'll probably just go, you know what I mean? Because we kind of like, if all three are going, like we'll do things together. So it just kind of makes more sense for him to take them, because I don't need to go, and I want them. I don't want Annette to feel I'm guiding the clothes she picks out, but she kind of does a little bit. Like, it's funny, I have this tendency, people think that like I, you know, will care like what things, but I don't. But like I know like people have done that before, like, oh, Joy wants it. I'm like, no, get what you want, you know. And like, oh, Joy, I'm like, no, like get what you want. But so I feel like when I'm there, she tries to get what I want, and I'm like, no, get what you want. So she's sweet like that. Like she always wants to make everybody else happy. But the less I'm there, I feel like she can focus on herself more, because I do tend to, you know, be the center of attention, I guess. Not on purpose. I really don't try to be, but I just end up being. Well, and Richard puts me that way a lot too, because I don't know, Richard just really loves me. Like he really I mean, I love him too. Like that's the thing, like people don't get about us. People think because we're not overly affectionate, but I'm not affectionate. I don't know, I have issues. I mean, it's crazy I do my job because I don't like people touching me very much, but sometimes I do. So I have certain things that I like, and so like when I want that, like I'm like a little kitty cat that's curling up, but a lot of times I don't like it. I don't know, I have like just of like I don't like being hugged that much, and I don't know, I don't like it that much. I'm very anti-hugger, but when I do want to hug, like I like to get in there, get an embrace, but so people think that that's has anything to do with like me and Richard's relationship. No, it just has to do with me. I think it has to do with like my parents. They were very, very affectionate, but now as like everything that's happened, I don't know, I've kind of like, I don't know, I kind of like rear away from, probably after my mom died. I don't know, like I don't know, maybe it just makes me sad. I don't know, it's something where it just went south, where I just don't like people to touch me. So it does take a lot sometimes when I do my job to kind of like get over that, because I really would rather not have anyone like not like at all, like, but I do love when Richard rubs my back and scratches my head. That like when but I don't like when other people do it, and I like when he touches my feet, but I don't like when other people do that either. I don't like when other people touch my feet, which is weird because a foot massage would be really great, but I don't like people touching my feet, except for Richard. But I like him touching my feet. I'm always like, please touch my feet. And he's like, I've touched your feet enough for today. I'm like, I know. Please touch them some more. That's like, well, is. But the problem is he has to do it where then I like scream at him and tell him to stop because my feet hurt, but it's like a necessary thing. My neighbor. I say it's a necessary thing, so I
Okay,
but it's painful.
What are we talking about right now?
About you touching my
We're
feet.
talking about,
Yeah. Oh, wait, it's your turn. Come out
yeah,
here.
no, hold on, I gotta wait.
Yeah. So I force him to touch my feet because I need it, but he's massaging it, but it's painful. If that makes sense. You know, like a massage that's a painful massage that's unnecessary, but it's like for therapy. You know, you have a massage that's it's soft massage where it's like, oh, that's just like for to feel good. But then you have the massage that's trying to help get a knot out or something like that, and that can be very painful. So I'll have him do that, but then I'll be like, okay, that's enough, okay, that's enough. And then I'll be like, okay, some more. And he's like, you just said no more. No, I remember that was just because I couldn't for a minute. And then I want some more now. And then like, okay, that's enough. You know, it's like this thing. I keep doing it. Okay, just a little more. He's like, stop pulling your foot away. I'm like, I can't help it. Like I can only take so much. But then after I rested a second, then I want a little more. But it is this thing where I'm like, okay, no more. But it's helpful. And when I'm in New York, no, so even if I were to have someone rub my feet, they would not do what he does because if I start yelling, they'll stop. But he'll do it because he knows I need to. And I'll be like, just a little more. And I do the same with him. I'll sit on his back, and he'll be like, get off. And I'm like, I'll just do it just a little longer. Like, get off. Just a little longer because you just have to like someone can always take a little more than they think. That's why someone else is doing it. That's why I can't do it to myself. I can't. Sometimes I'll kind of try to massage my foot, but I can't do it like him because I'll be like, ow, that hurts. No, I'm good. But when he does it, I can take it just a little bit longer because he's kind of like, but there is still that point. You're like, all right, that's good. That's good. I've hit my max capacity on that. There's that pleasure and pain, and then there's the pain where it's good for therapy, and then there's the pain where it's like, no, that feels like something's not right. Stop. It is good to have someone else massage you in that sense. So I had a boyfriend many years ago. I've been married for 11 and with Richard for 13. I meant way prior to Richard. Like it was not the one before Richard. It was when, his name was Chris, and he was a massage therapist, but for sports massage, for like sport therapy, if someone gets hurt. So his massages were not something that felt good. So he had like the full massage table and stuff. He would do like mobile. He would go to people's places and do massage if they were usually if they were injured. So he said, would you like a massage? And I'm thinking, I had never had a massage like that, and I go, oh sure, that sounds great, And I thought that was going to be this wonderful thing. Oh, how wonderful having a boyfriend as a massage therapist. And so I get on his he has one of those beds, and he did the full official thing, he didn't act like I was his girlfriend. He treated it all professional. Oh my gosh, it was the most painful thing ever. And I was like in pain for like a week, but after that, I felt amazing. But I guess that's what those ones, it's that deep tissue. Oh, you're like, I didn't know I was in pain till you started pushing there. Like, you're like, gee, now everywhere hurts. Thank you so much. I mean, I was like, after, thank you. I didn't know I was in pain. I was feeling good. But then like a week later, you're like, everything feels great. But everything's like really sore afterwards. But, I had never experienced a massage like that, but now I don't want like a massage that feels good. Like I got, they did as a gift for me, which is sweet. Many years ago, like at Massage Envy, a massage, but the lady would not do deep enough. So it was kind of like, yeah, that's great, but you didn't really do anything. Because now I'm like, get in there. I don't care if I'm hurt, and like get in there. Because now I don't really consider it a massage if they don't get in there, because I know like the difference. But yeah, a massage that's like deep tissue doesn't necessarily feel good. I mean, you might be in pain, but you feel better later. Are you coming back? I don't know, you keep like, he disappears for the longest time.
I'm all good.
Alrighty. All right. Okay. You didn't cook, right?
Not yet. No,
all right, I'll make my beef nibblers. Do you want this chair on any level?
Nah.
Okay, what about the nunchucks?
Sure, I'll sit in the chair.
Okay.
For 5 minutes.
Do you need this phone?
No.
The purple. Okay, no. Okay, let me grab my stuff here, and the nunchucks are behind you. Oh. Fabulous style. All right. Let me move this behind you.
Okay, thank you.
There's
All
nunchucks.
right.
You can have that water too if you like.
Hand off the
Oh yeah, you need the microphone.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
All right, what's up, chat? Okay, so for those who are new, my name's Jedi Rich. Do me a favor though, hit the up heart, that up heart there. Let's see if we can get let's see if we can do like just like 20 more. Let's get to 200 today. If we can do that, then that'd be cool. If not, no worries, no worries. Okay, all right. Nunchuck time. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're in Las Vegas. What up, little one? How's it going? Hey, Jen. Dark Uncle. Steph, for 99 cents, you can join the members. She's an old time. Little one is an old time member, so that's why it says that. That's why it's in green. We're just doing the what do you call it? The figure eight, she called it, like an infinity. Okay, I gotta remind her, these gotta be oil. Oil, please. Bye. Hold on, let's do this. Oh. Okay, then you can always. Oh wait, hold on. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Fortnite. Could I win a fight with these? No, but I could distract someone long enough for me to run away, which is usually what I do. They're like, what are those? And you're like, bam, I'm out of here. My dog would attack you if you use those. Yeah, I wonder about that. I thought these would be good for security guards because, you know, I would think the hardest part about being a security guard would be not having anybody do anything wrong. I think that'd be the worst part. The worst part is that, like, you just go there, you just stand there, and everybody's following the rules and everything's fine. And the night security guys, oh man, I feel bad for those guys standing out in the cold. So my idea was, hey man, I know it's going maybe a little too far backwards, but you know, give them something non-lethal, and they can mess around with it while they're waiting for something bad to happen, right? And by the time something bad happens, maybe they'll be really good at it. Who knows? It was just an idea. Oh, you love my hats? Thank you, man. This is a Keith Haring hat. Yeah, it's Keith Haring. You know what? Listen, they have a matching jacket. It's like a jersey jacket or something, but it's like way too expensive for me. But it would be cool, man. The whole outfit. It might be too much. Too much Keith Haring. Hey, Paul Moss, what's up, buddy? Oh, cool. 185. We're almost there. Leo, please hit those likes. Share the stream. We always appreciate it. Don't hit. Yeah, I know, right, Jen? You know, the thing is, that's the interesting thing about this particular tool, is that before you could ever, effectively get somebody else with it, you're practicing, you're going to experience what it feels like 100 times first. You're gonna be like, you're gonna hit yourself before you kind of, then you get it. So you're like, and by the time you do that, you're like, I don't even know if I, it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of an interesting thing. Imagine if all tools were like that, You had to use it on yourself first like 5 times. You're like, man, that's kind of cruel to do to somebody. Okay, come on. Hi, Paula. Hi, Jared. Oh, yeah, those are the old schools. I think most of them migrate. I think Jared migrated to reality, and everyone else kind of just took off to other rooms. What, babe? What do you mean? Oh, did it not get put away? Well, it was on sale. It was like 50 cents. Well, you guys are going through it, and this was like $2. So I figured just grab it because. Was that wrong? No. Was that wrong? Are you complaining? We got organic rice milk too. Oh, we have I went shopping. She didn't know I was going to get all that stuff. Oh. She was surprised. Did you see the bones, Joy? Yeah. 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 I was just talking to Joy. Oh. Yeah. Okay, guys. In this room we go. It really is pretty hot out there. It really is pretty hot out there. All right. Okay, got this, got that. Let me get some water, and I'll come talk to chat for 5 minutes. It was cold, you guys. I had to wear my sweatshirt. Did you guys notice that? What'd you guys think of the sweatshirt out there today? All right. All right. Jen, hey Jen, thanks for the gifts. Appreciate that. Thank you for hitting likes, guys. Joy is right. It is dry out here. You're taking the dog. You're taking the dog for a walk. Oh, okay, cool. Have a good one. Bye, bye. What? Well, I've got a. This is an old PC here. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. I think it was like $300. All I did was I just updated the power and the video card. And I don't even know. I think it's 16, maybe not much. But I just use it for streaming, but not even really much anymore because I just use the. I just use the mobile device now. It was so weird. I was watching, what was I watching? Oh, Couples Retreat last night on HBO or something. And I think, who's in that? Is it Vince Vaughn? Is that who it is? And Rachel McAdam or somebody, I think. Or I forget. Anyways. You want? Yeah, let's do it. Anyways, so, and I was watching it, half fall asleep, and they go to play Guitar Hero, and you'll never guess what song they're playing for Guitar Hero. Yeah, right. Now you can probably guess it. Hi, Jen. Hi, Dark. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Much better. I'm breaking your earbuds? Oh man, sorry. Let's turn it down. Is that better? How's that? Right, so this is the song that they're doing. So I wake up and it was all. That's what they were playing. You come on over, Jan. I'll teach you how to play. First, we have to start off with the basics. That's lesson number 1. Come on, guys. 8 more likes and we can do it. Jen, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad you're back. You always bring a positive vibe. Thank you. Yeah, it is pretty hard. It takes a long time. You really got to focus on it. I want to get myself a looper so I can play a little back and then I can play something over the top. You do like a. It's like finger mind control. That's why they call it rock and roll. Man, I learned over the years. I would say mostly though, I really reflect back to Portland, Oregon, when I was like 12, and there was a guy down there. My dad would take me, drop me off, and I'd practice on. My dad had a Fender, just like this Fender, but it was 1957, and I went there, and I think this guy, he's a real cool dude. I vaguely remember him. All I remember is that one day I went there. My dad dropped me off, and I went and got a slice of pizza, and then I went up there to go play, but I didn't fully wash my hands. And he's like, "Okay, bro," and that's what that's the lesson that goes through my head. Is before you play the guitar, you gotta wash your hands, man. You got, especially if you just had lunch. Stinky, man, you have to subscribe that. Listen, you have to subscribe, come back, and we have to learn it, because I don't know off the top of my head. Thanks, Jan. Thanks for always being so positive, keeping the conversation flowing. You're a real good trooper there. Almost time for my lunch, though. What's up, Rose Garden? Good to see you. Yo, no Wicked Games. I'm trying to learn it. No, Wicked Games. No, I know Foolish Games on the piano. Killer day, guys. Killer day. Great stream. Guys are rocking it. Yeah. Guitar riff, women. Love it. Oh, which one? Are you talking about the No More Tears thing still? Mad respect. Thank you. All I can play is the recorder. Oh. You still have the recorder, though? Do you still have it? That's cool. That's cool, Jen. I'd like to see that. Okay, guys, I think I'm about time for me to go bake and have a little lunch, watch a little. We got baseball tonight, Friday night baseball. We'll see y'all tomorrow, huh? Good stream. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Dark Uncle. Good to see you guys. And we will chat with you guys a little later today. Does that sound fun? Yeah.
Right.